Machiavellian Perspectives on Geopolitical Manipulation, the Armenian Kurdish Nexus. In the intricate tapestry of geopolitics, alliances and betrayals weave a web of power dynamics. The Armenians and the Kurds, two ancient peoples, have shared a complex and often treacherous history. Their interactions reveal Machiavellian strategies at play, where promises are broken, leaders manipulated, and survival becomes paramount. The carrot and the stick. Manipulation of aspirations. Historical context. Ancient Kurds and the Kingdom of Armenia. In antiquity, the region of Kurds, which partially corresponds to present-day Kurdistan, found itself entangled with the Kingdom of Armenia. Twice incorporated into Armenian dominion, Kurds' fate oscillated between vassalage and Roman control. Its heartland lay south of Lake Van and around Diyarbakir, inhabited by a people referred to as the Kurdic. These Kurdic were not necessarily Kurds, despite the linguistic similarity. The name Kardakoi symbolized their resilience in facing adversaries, akin to a steadfast heart. 19th century, Ottoman Empire and Kurdish persecution. As the Ottoman Empire waned, the Kurds sustained their nomadic lifestyle through raids against indigenous rural Armenians. Factors such as racism, economic interests, and religious intolerance fueled this persecution. The Ottoman Sultan's endorsement of Kurdish actions intensified the oppression. Kurdish feudal lords established dominance over Armenian villages, culminating in the pre-genocidal massacres of 1894 to 1896, where the Kurdish Hamadai regiments played a sinister role too. Leaders as pawns. The tragic case of Pashinyan. Historical example. Nikol Pashinyan. Nikol Pashinyan, the Armenian prime minister, epitomizes the Machiavellian dilemma. Desperate for power, he sacrificed his people's welfare. Like a pawn on the geopolitical chessboard, he danced to the tune of manipulators. His promises crumbled when faced with realpolitik. The allure of authority blinded him to the suffering of his populace. Dreams and realities. The Armenian illusion. Perception versus reality. Christian Europe's defense. Some Armenians harbor illusions that Christian Europe will shield them from perceived threats posed by bad Muslims. This technicolor dream overlooks Europe's internal turmoil. The European Union, already teetering on bankruptcy, grapples with the consequences of welcoming Muslim North Africans. Tomorrow, civil wars may erupt within France, Belgium, and Germany, threatening their very foundations. Conclusion. In the shadowy corridors of power, the Armenians and the Kurds remain entwined. Their history echoes Machiavelli's wisdom. Leaders are commodities, promises are ephemeral, and survival demands pragmatism. As the geopolitical stage shifts, their destinies remain uncertain, caught in the dance of manipulation and betrayal. Geopolitical maneuvers. Israel, Azerbaijan, and the Zangezur corridor. In the shadowed alleys of international relations, alliances are forged and betrayals concealed. The Nagorno-Karabakh War, a crucible of ancient enmities, witnessed Israel's clandestine involvement in arming Azerbaijan against the Armenians. To unravel this Machiavellian tapestry, we delve into historical context, strategic interests, and the enigmatic Zangezur corridor. The Israeli-Azerbaijani nexus, weapons and geopolitics. Historical context. Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. The Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, rooted in territorial disputes between Armenia and Azerbaijan, simmered for decades. When Azerbaijan launched its lightning offensive in September 2023, Israel's role became evident. Israeli weapons, long-range missiles, exploding drones, and surface-to-air missiles bolstered Azerbaijan's military might. 12. The alliance between Israel and Azerbaijan, both wary of Iran, found expression in this conflict. Strategic interests. Iran, Turkey, and the Caucasus. Iran. Iran's cooperation with Armenia during the war was largely rhetorical. While expressing concern, Iran remained cautious. The South Caucasus, a geopolitical crossroads, witnessed major shifts after the 44-day war. Iran's interests lie in maintaining stability in the region, but it refrained from direct involvement. 3. Turkey, Azerbaijan's staunch ally, shares historical and cultural ties. Their common Turkic heritage fuels solidarity. The Zangezur corridor, a strategic artery, tantalizes Turkey's ambitions. It envisions a direct link to Nakhchivan, an Azerbaijani exclave separated by Armenia. Turkey's support for Azerbaijan aligns with its broader regional aspirations for Israel. Israel's motivations are multifaceted. First, Azerbaijan serves as a counterbalance to Iran, a regional rival. Second, Azerbaijan's oil and gas reserves attract Israeli interests. Third, the Zangezur corridor offers a tantalizing shortcut for trade routes. By aiding Azerbaijan, Israel secures its foothold in the Caucasus and bolsters its strategic position. 1. The enigma of the Zangezur corridor. Corridor of contention. The Zangezur corridor, traversing the narrowest section of the Armenian border, aims to connect mainland Azerbaijan to Nakhchivan. Israel's involvement in arming Azerbaijan is intertwined with this corridor. It promises both railway and road connections, bypassing Armenia's jurisdiction. Russia, providing border security guarantees, plays a pivotal role. For Azerbaijan, this corridor is a lifeline, circumventing Armenia and linking to Nakhchivan. But for Armenia, it's a geopolitical wound, threatening its territorial integrity. 4. China's role and the Trans-Caspian transport route. The Zangezur corridor, if realized, becomes the shortest land transport route between the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. It intersects the north-south and east-west routes. China, eyeing efficient trade pathways, seeks access to Europe. The inclusion of the Zangezur route in the Trans-Caspian transport route could revolutionize trade, benefiting both China and Europe. 45. Conclusion. In the shadow of ancient mountains, Israel's weapons fueled Azerbaijan's resurgence. The Zangezur corridor remains a geopolitical enigma, where interests converge and alliances shift. As China dreams of reaching London through this corridor, the Caucasus echoes with the whispers of power and ambition. The emergence of a new power in the region, particularly one with growing military and economic influence among the Turkic countries of the former USSR, would significantly alter the geopolitical landscape. Let us explore the potential impacts. Shift in alliances. Existing alliances may be re-evaluated. Traditional partners might seek to strengthen ties with the rising power, while former allies could feel threatened. Regional blocs, such as the Collective Security Treaty Organization, CSTO, or the Turkic Council, may experience realignments. Security dynamics. The new power's military capabilities could reshape security dynamics. Neighboring states may adjust defense strategies and military cooperation. Border disputes, historical grievances, and territorial claims could intensify or be resolved through negotiation. Economic influence. Economic partnerships and trade routes would be recalibrated. The rising power's economic clout could attract investment and foster regional development. Energy corridors, infrastructure projects, and resource extraction would be influenced by this new player. Competition and rivalries. Established powers may perceive the rising player as a competitor. Economic, technological, and diplomatic rivalries could escalate. Hegemonic struggles might unfold, impacting regional stability. Soft power and cultural influence. The new power's cultural exports, language, and media could shape public opinion across the region. Educational exchanges, tourism, and cultural diplomacy would play a role. Great power politics. Global powers, such as the United States, China, and Russia, would closely monitor the rise of this new player. Their responses could range from cooperation to containment. The balance of power in the broader Eurasian context would be recalibrated. Challenges and opportunities. Challenges include managing ethnic diversity, historical animosities, and balancing national interests. Opportunities lie in economic integration, joint infrastructure projects, and regional stability. In summary, the emergence of a new influential power among the Turkic countries of the ex-USSR would reverberate across politics, security, economics, and culture. The delicate dance of power and pragmatism would define the region's future.